Hello everyone, this is me, Dusty Circuit here, and today I'm to bring you yet another episode of this series where I'm talking about all of the games that I've been playing throughout my life, well, documenting them anyway, and I've been on quite a roll with making these videos, and I'm already on video number 5, I think I'm up to now, and really the past 2 videos I've just been talking about nothing but Flash games because, well, for a solid, probably 4 or 5 years of my life, I've been playing nothing but Flash games. Or I don't know if it was quite that long, but it was a decent chunk of my life where that's mostly what kind of games I've been playing. Though I did manage to actually stumble across quite a few hits that actually that actually are still I still enjoy playing occasionally to this day. And though I've kind of unforeseen the amount of time it actually would take me to actually go over most of all the different Flash games that I played. Well, I kind of foresaw it, but I tend to kind of, whenever making these kinds of videos, I tend to ramble quite a lot, and what I think is going to be just a 30-minute video or an hour-long video actually ends up being a 3-hour video, or in this case, 3 1-hour videos. I kind of would like this to be the last video where I talk about Flash games, but I might even run into video number 4 on this topic. Though I'm having a lot of fun talking about this. I really am. Though to pick up on where I left off on the last video, I was talking about well, I did remember there was a game that I wanted to actually talk about in the previous video that I actually lost my train of thought and forgot about it entirely. Or well, I didn't forget about it as in it left my memory. It's just it kind of left my train of thought, but it's come back to me now, and I guess we're kind of going all over the place, but I said that this is not gonna follow any particular order, but I guess we're going back to the genre of shooting games, and this particular game, well, it's actually a series, I guess a mini-series of at least 2 different games that were made, and that's called Robokill and Robokill 2, and basically
Excellent. Located.
Jeju Iwi Endar. Jen Kai Endar.
Shield low. Shield low.
Basically, like, kind of a top-down, shooter, where, well, it takes place, at least, the first game, I guess you're trying to liberate the space station that's been taken over by robots, and, basically, well, you're playing as a robot, but you're killing other robots, and one big aspect about the game is you can customize you actually can customize your weapons loadouts, but you can also equip abilities as well, and it's, I guess, kind of in the similar way, like, I guess kind of similar to some of those other games I talked about, I think, in the previous video. You're kind of going through it level by level, and, you're just kind of upgrading, well, you can either buy new weapons, or there's a chance that when you kill enemies that they drop certain, well, they can drop weapons, or, like there's, items that give you abilities, and, well, in the case of this game, it's all split up into, like, every level is split up into many different rooms. And the first couple of levels are smaller, but the farther you get into the game, the bigger the levels get. And you also fight, I guess, different tiers of enemies, I guess you could call it. Like, you start with green enemies, which are the weakest, and then you encounter blue enemies, which are stronger. And then red enemies, which are stronger than blue enemies. And then, I guess, like, red or gold enemy, or yellow or gold enemies that are the strongest. Though you don't encounter those until the very end of the game. And then at least Robokill 1 ends with a 2-phase boss fight that is actually split up between 2 different major levels. Though Robokill 2 actually introduces like life forms, and like it's like you're, instead of robots, you're actually fighting like actual creatures. Though the concept is more or less the same as Robokill 1, but there are some new weapons and abilities that are introduced. And it also has, I think, 1 less level than Robokill 1. Though I first found this game, I believe, on Miniclip.com, but it was just the trial version of the game that, where I would think in the case of Robokill 1, you can only play the first 4 levels, and if you want to play the other levels, you have to get the paid version of the game. Though though I never did this, I just kind of, I think I just would have moved on to other games when, well, I beat the 4th level. But then when, I discovered the Flashpoint, platform that actually is attempting to preserve Flash games, and actually still to this day lets you play many Flash games that once were that you once were able to play on the internet. And I actually found Robokill 1 and 2 through this, and I was actually able to play the entire game. And I would say difficulty-wise, the first half of the game was all right, though I actually learned that with the enemy spawners that you actually encounter a lot in the game, it's if you actually just, instead of killing the spawner immediately and you just kind of continuously kill the enemies as they're spawned, you actually can farm experience that way in order to experience is what actually dictates what weapons you have access to and what you can use. So at least that way it allows you to level up faster. And really, the first half of the game is fairly straightforward, though when you get into the later levels, they get really long and actually quite difficult. And I think I would have died quite a few times, but I persevered enough to make my way to the final boss, and that one wasn't quite easy, but really I came in with a strategy of just stocking up on emergency repairs, which are basically, if you take critical damage, they give you health back. And at least using that strategy, I was able to take on the final boss fairly easily. And I guess, yeah, that was that. And I guess also kind of, while we're on the genre of shooting games, there was this game called Deep Sea Patrol, which was, I guess, similar to that heavy weapon game, like that I think I talked about in all the computers I've owned. But well, instead of a tank, you're actually a submarine in this game. and I think it's split up into 5 or 6 different levels, and each of those levels are split into like 3 or 4 stages. And then there's a boss at the end of every major level. Though for me, difficulty wise, most of the game I was able to get through, but the final boss was a challenge. Like, it's probably something like a 6 or 8 stage boss. It takes quite a while to actually fight, and with an, I believe at least I was able to persevere. As once again, I had, like, I think it took me multiple tries, but at least with enough perseverance, I actually was able to make it through that one. I don't really remember many other shooters that I played. In fact, like, I don't think I really ended up playing a lot of shooting games just because, well, my mom really didn't rather me not play those kind of games, and at least. And I guess I was at least able to get away with playing the few shooting games I did play, and I guess I was just counting my blessings, and the few, at least the few games I did play, they weren't really too much, at least they weren't too much on the graphic or very realistic side, let's just say that. So, I mean, compared to some other games that are out there, I don't think they were really that bad. But anyway, this next game is not really one game in particular, but it's actually kind of a series of games. I guess sort of I guess kind of where like you're trying to cause destruction in different forms, or they're called like there's a game called like effing hail and effing meteors and effing worms. So I'm not, I don't mean that like the cuss word, but like it's spelled EFFING. So I don't know if it alludes to the F word, to the F bomb, but I guess I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't. Let's just say it's just a funny phrase, okay? So effing hail is you're actually kind of like you're actually sort of able to create like these wind updrafts to try to make big giant hailstones. And really your goal is just cause as much damage as possible. And in effing meteors, you're actually I guess like you're trying to make bigger asteroids, but I think if you have two of them merged together, they make a bigger asteroid. And there's even a mechanic that like, well, if you fling them off the top of the screen, it'll actually come down as a comet and it'll do even more damage. And really, I guess your goal in that game is to cause extinctions, basically. I guess for lack of a better word. And the effing worms, you play as this giant like worm monster that's I guess trying to, once again, you're trying to cause as much devastation as possible, and but kind of throughout the game you get to choose upgrades, though I don't know if there's any games I'm forgetting about, but there's just one other game, at least in that franchise. I actually forget what it's called, but it's like it's like it's like kind of a defense kind of a game. Where like you're trying to defend against these waves of robots, and you also get to choose upgrades as you go along. So I don't really have much else to say about that particular franchise other than I guess it's kind of fun in its own ways. But I'm kind of going all over the place here, but that's another game I actually played a lot that's from Miniquip is it's called Crash Car Combat, and it's like basically like a demo derby kind of a game. Where really your goal is to just defeat the other opponent cars. And I think there's like I think there's 4 levels to it, and I think there's like 4 different you can I think you can pick from 4 different like I guess skins. But whichever one you pick, you're actually going up against the other 3. Though I don't know what it is about that particular game, but I find myself kind of like I found myself playing that particular game a lot. I guess I'm not really sure. Like it doesn't really. I mean, doesn't really particularly have very good graphics, and it doesn't even have like particularly good crash physics, really. But I guess just something about like smacking into the opponent cars. I guess was just like. I guess it was just satisfying to me in some way. And I just kind of just for that reason alone, I kind of found myself playing that game a lot. And I guess that while I have while I have this on my mind, I'll bring up this genre of games. It's basically they're kind of like I guess going back. I guess we're going back to physics simulation, but they're actually kind of simulating like powders or like sort of like if you're like if you're pouring like sand or or like a powder and like they're kind of simulating how like the different grains kind of interact and there's this whole genre of like just falling sand games like I think there was like this game that was literally just called Falling Sand and And then there's this one called Pyro Sand, which had more like which had more like explosive slash flammable liquids or substances, and then this one called, I think it was called Hell of Sand, which like kind of had like these I guess ragdolls, for lack of a better word, but they were just kind of, I guess, I guess they were stick men. But, I mean, they're really more, it seems like they're just more or less the same basic game engine, but just like different variations of them. And, but I literally, how I found out about these games, but how I found these games I was literally in one of my, I was in school one day. I think I was in a I was in one of my classes where let's just say there were periods where we kind of were allowed to just kind of have fun sometimes. And like I guess it was kind of a class about building like communication skills, I guess. But at least this particular teacher let us sometimes play some games sometimes, I guess whenever we're not like having to do schoolwork. And sometimes we got to play on the computers, and even sometimes and they even had a tub of Legos that we even played with sometimes. But it was in that class that I actually learned about this, of this game's existence. And then I actually found myself kind of delving into a bit of a rabbit hole that sort of led me into discovering other such games. Like there was one called Powder Toy, which had, I think, more different powders and liquids, and I think even had a system where people could submit, where you could play user submitted content. Though much later on, I discovered this one called the Powder Toy. toy, which at least has a I think out of all of these games has the biggest cult following, and it's literally kind of this kind of in the way that Minecraft and Incredibots are is kind of become like the sandbox kind of a game where people basically do where people have basically created a very wide variety of different creations with, and it's really the sky's the limit as far as what you can actually do with the powder toy. Like, I've seen people make like artwork, like cities and like cars and like really a wide variety, really any kind of like creation, like or like what, but this game also had kind of like a whole section of electronics, I guess kind of akin to Minecraft's Redstone, where you could literally build computers in the game, or really anything from I guess just like a few contraptions here and there from like anywhere from just a few contraptions here and there to and computers and really anything in between. At least you can make with these these electronics. And I've seen a lot of different creations actually made in this game. And I've even stumbled upon a particular YouTuber who seems to kind of move back and forth between these different sandbox simulation kind of games, and kind of just staging crazy fun content. Though they have made a lot of powder toy content, and they're probably they're probably at least have been one of the most active YouTubers in the powder toy, at least most recently, and they go by the name of Spike Viper on YouTube. And though they've done lots of other content, and though most recently they're playing this game. It's kind of a bit of a new kid on the block, but it's called Space Simulation Toolkit. And I mean, it's definitely one I might consider purchasing maybe sometime, but just kind of haven't really gotten around to it, and I just kind of have more I'm not really maybe when I'm in a more financially stable time, I might actually consider purchasing this game as well as maybe a few other games. I'm still not quite done with the I'm still not quite done with these Flash games, but I guess another game. I didn't really play this one a whole lot, but this is a game that I actually ended up revisiting. I think it's one of the first games that I revisited when I actually first got Flashpoint, and it's called it used to go by On the Run, on Miniclip, but it's not. But on the but on the Flashpoint, it's actually called FFX Runner. It's this car game where you're literally running away from these other cars that are out to kill you, basically, and really the goal is to kind of make it to the end safely, and you have and then you have fuel and damage that at least you have to kind of contend with through the game, and you actually have to, from time to time, you actually have to get fuel and repairs throughout the game, though you have to kind of be smart about where actually which ones you go for, because it's probably not smart to, it's like you could, if you're not strategic, you might actually end up cornering yourself, which is just never good. And you actually end up having to drive through the same kind of level twice before you actually can reach it before you actually can reach the end, which at first kind of had me confused as far as where am I supposed to go. But if you pay attention, there's like this cutscene that plays where there's like a gate. I think it's like a railroad crossing that actually opens, that closes and then opens. Actually, when you're playing the game or throughout different phases of the game. And it's only when that railroad crossing actually is open, you can actually progress to then you can progress towards the end of the game. And younger me didn't entirely pay attention to that very well, but older me actually kind of noticed that, and I guess I think I would have watched a playthrough, actually, like an actual run of that game on YouTube, and then I think I would have attempted it myself, and I think I actually managed to beat it a few times, actually, like in my childhood. It was kind of hard to pull off, but I think I managed to do it. And I guess keeping with the genre of car games, I guess for a little bit, there's actually these two different games. I guess they're sort of analogs of each other. I don't know if that's really a good way to describe it, but it's I Love Traffic, and then there's another game called I Hate Traffic. And what I love traffic is, well, you're actually controlling so like you're trying to make cars safely go make it through an intersection without causing any accidents. And it's like you get to click on the traffic lights to basically either tell cars to stop or to go. And I hate traffic is, well, you're just trying to cause as much damage as possible. Though there is kind of a puzzle element to it, like there are some levels where you're actually trying to kind of also kind of meet an objective. And I think there's even some there's even a way to there's even a mode that lets you play user submitted content, though once again, with the death of Flash nowadays, I don't know if that feature will really will work anymore. But at the very least, you can still play this game on Flashpoint, and the same with the other game. And I guess also kind of similar, at least to I Hate Traffic, is there's at least this series of games called Traffic Slam, where it's like your goal is where it's It's kind of the same. It's kind of a similar concept of I Hate Traffic, only it's actually where I Hate Traffic and I Love Traffic were just like top-down 2D games. Traffic Slam actually is a 3D game, like first person or third. Well, it's actually a third person game, but really your goal is just cause as much damage as possible. And I think there's also a Traffic Slam 2 and 3, but I think I've only played I only remember playing the first and the second game, mostly. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the first game actually is on Flashpoint, or there's really any way to play it these days, but at least the second game actually got preserved. At least it seems to be that way.